Hey angels, welcome back to Your Own University TV, where we're going to talk about what sets you apart from everybody else in the world, because you matter. Yeah! Today's episode is for you, my sisters. It's really about finding yourself again. Finding yourself after shit hits the fan. To the outside world, you probably look like you have all your shit together. But you and I both know when everybody leaves the room, you just want to cry. You're pulling your hair out. You're trying to figure it the fuck out and not complain to the outside world. If this is you, this video is for you. So if you haven't met me yet, my name is Lisha Antica, and I love to help people reinvent themselves because I have so many of my sisters, so many of my friends that literally hold their crap together. They pulling up their big girl panties, putting a smile on their face, and nobody around them would know that their worlds are absolutely falling apart, but they are. And that takes so much courage, so much strength, so much tenacity. Yet, what do you do? How do you feel just as good when you're pretending on the outside of the world, when you're home, when you're alone, when things are falling apart? How can you create that goodness inside of you again? How can you reinvent yourself? At lishaantica.com, I walk people through a 12-step process of reclaiming who you are. We do deep healing, like childhood healing. We also work in every aspect of your life, what I call the 6 personal power zones. And it is an amazing, amazing program. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of that program today to help you really acknowledge that you are a friggin' badass woman to be able to watch the world crumble around you and you simply go, all right, I'm going to take responsibility for who I am. I'm going to put on my makeup and I'm going to walk out in that world and I'm going to handle my stuff. And allowing that to happen is huge strength. So number one, pat yourself on the back. The first tip that I want to give you is oftentimes when we're going through the eye of the needle, the first thing that goes is our personal care, our physical personal care. And there's different elements. There's actually 6 major layers to your physical health and your physical well-being. You know the first 2, work out, get outside, do something for your body. You might even know, like, drink a ton of water and eat some good food. If you're a go-getter woman, you're probably already doing this. But what you might not know is that your body responds to your fight, flight, or freeze. Right? So when you're in stress, you're either gonna drop weight or you're gonna gain weight according to this fight, flight, or freeze. And it doesn't matter how much you work out or how much you eat. So know yourself here by evaluating what happens when you're under stress. So here's the tip. If when you are stressing out and the world is falling apart around you, you tend to just shed weight, that means that you're in a flight mode. So what's important here, if you are in this stance to run, is to allow yourself to actually run, to move, to work that energy. Now, the other thing that you might do is you might gain weight no matter what you do. You might gain weight, and they'll claim it's cortisol and all this other stuff, which it is. But what you need to do is fight. So literally get a punching bag and fight, 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 fight. And this is huge to helping your physical body cope with the stress of what's going on around you so you don't get some autoimmune disease. So that's number 1. Number 2 is mindset. You know the game of mindset. I'm sure that if you're watching this video and you were putting a smile on your face, you are thinking positively, you are looking at all that. The key is, how do you look at those bad news insights, those dark, icky, disgusting insights, those deep wounds that are still coming up when you close that door and nobody's around. How do you deal with that? There's some great ways to deal with that, and I talk about them in other videos. But one of my favorite things to do is blackout journaling. So blackout journaling is when you take your journal and you start writing about all of the ways that you feel, the way that he made you feel, the way that that job that you lost made you feel, the way that your kids are being angry at you make you feel, whatever is going on, right? You're just gonna write it all down, and then you're gonna write on top of it again, and you're gonna write about it again, and you're gonna write about it again, all on the same piece of paper over and over and over again until you feel nothing, till you bring yourself to this neutral position. Now, this is the cool thing about writing it. One is your unconscious mind is working it out, but you're not reiterating it into the world, right? When you go back over it and you write it again, then you are kind of getting over your story, but you're also deleting it and dissolving it as you write it out. Really, really powerful. So think about that. Like, you can't read it anymore. You can't revisit it anymore. It's going away. But you have to face this with a courageous attitude, face on, not pretending like it's gonna go away, but really facing your own personal judgments and what happened head on so you can get over it. So blackout journaling is huge for your mindset. Let's talk about emotions. So when we're out in public, we want to look like we got it all together. We put on our good clothes. We're like, yes, right? We look to the outside world, maybe even social media, that we got our shit together. It looks beautiful, right? And we really want to be that person. But there's some shame that comes with that when you go into your house and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm not that person. And believe me, I understand that shame. Shame on the emotional scale is one of the lowest. And when you're covering up shame, it usually is covered up with guilt, which is also a really, really low vibration. And we begin to either do a couple things. We begin to either try to control the situation, right, by overcompensating with things. We allow somebody else to control the situation. This is codependency in that realm. Or we go into total failure. And these are horrible acts to be in because they control everything and they can spiral your lives of manifestation in ways that you don't want to, which creates more chaos. So when your life is falling apart, you're like, oh my gosh, it's falling apart even more. And that sucks. So how do you shift that around? Well, you go into that shame. So blackout journaling is a great way to just acknowledge that. But you can also just look at, like, this whole thing sucks. And you can do a practice I call the no practice. And it's literally just screaming no. I love to do it in the tub. I love to do it outside. I love to do it in the car where nobody can hear. But you just scream no to the world, like, no, stop, no. And what that does is it gets that emotion out of your body in a way that's not directed towards somebody. So you're not gonna blow up on somebody and just lose it one day. You're not gonna have to throw his shit out of the house. You're not gonna have to freak out about anything. You're not gonna storm off to your kids or to your boss or whatever. You're not gonna lose it because you get to literally take that heat, that steaming, hot, angry, shameful, crappy feeling water, and you get to pull that top off by doing this no practice. I advise doing it 3 times. One for everything physical, one for everything mental, and one for everything spiritual, right? Everything energetic. Just like any place that this is affecting me physically, no! Any place that this is affecting me mentally, no! Anything, any place that this is affecting me emotionally and spiritually, no! And let it go. This is huge and it's gonna rock your world right now. You can even have parties and do this with your girlfriends. It's like, yes, thank you, Lord. All right, the last place that's so important for you to just own and claim for yourself, and this is your intuition. This is your female prowess, your 6th sense. Oftentimes when the shit is like falling apart around you, we want to grab everything and figure out what we can trust, what we can like hold on to, what's real and what's not real. And for you as a woman, we have a deeper 6th sense, then it's very important for you to be able to trust yourself again. And that's going to allow you to manifest new things in your life. So how do you do that? Meditation, getting quiet, getting really clear on what you desire, what you truly desire, what is real, what your morals and your values are. Who are you to reinvent yourself? So I do classes about how to reinvent yourself, how to find yourself again when you are stepping into who you are and what you are. And so you can find those classes and the Amazing You programs and the soirees that we have here in Wasilla, Alaska and Anchorage, Alaska that I have, where we get together, sisters, and we talk about, you know, how to step back into your power, how to reclaim who you are and who you want to be, how to figure the fuck out who you are and who you want to be after your world has shattered. Because oftentimes when your world shatters, that means that there's something better for you. It's just a matter of us stop looking at the past, deal with what is, and reinvent the future your way. Right? And your way is going to be very specific for you. So if this sounds good to you, I want you to schedule a next step consultation so I know that you are like one of the sisters and you are ready for this. And two, so I can invite you to these soirees where we're going to have some wine, we're going to talk about this, we're going to practice that no practice, we're going to put some of these things and even more into practice, into action, and you are going to find yourself again. If that sounds great to you, or if you want to just jump right in and start your 12 steps to Amazing You, then schedule with me right now. Go to Lisha Antica. It says schedule a call. It's absolutely free. Let's do this. Talk to you soon. If you like this video, if you've gotten stuff out of this video, please share it with your sisters, with your friends. Like this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of Y.O.U University TV. And I will see you on the next step.